Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Episode number 4. We're getting through my tattoos slowly but surely. And today I'm going to talk to you about a few more of my tattoos. So, I met an artist in Melbourne called Tristan. His Instagram is Tristan Barnes, I think. I'll have to double check and put it down here somewhere. So I discovered this artist and started getting tattoos by him because I wanted to get this crying heart done that's on my right forearm. So he's done a few of my tattoos and I'll go through them. He did the crying heart. Let's start with that one. I discovered the crying heart as a member of the Sad Boys Club, which is in Australia. Made famous by a tattooist there called Coop, I think. And I just love the whole concept behind it. And I wear my heart on my sleeve, and my heart was getting broken a lot, and I just felt defeated, and just, yeah, you know, usual story of being a gay male and going through life, especially when you're a sensitive, emotional wreck like me. But I'm a lot better now, so don't freak out. I'm not that bad. So I got a crying heart just because it symbolizes everything I was feeling and the emotions I felt, and just I felt like my heart was just constantly crying, and I had so much depression, I had so much sadness inside me, and I had no way to get it out. I didn't know what to do, which is why we created We Are Dark, to help people discover how to find an outlet for that. So yeah, that's the heart, basically, the crying heart. It's my heart on my sleeve, always broken. Tristan also did the gum leaves that I've got, which are just in here. It's hard to get like angles on this thing because I'm like contorting everywhere. He did these gum leaves. This is when I got my Australian citizenship. So when I got those, I wanted to get something that was native to Australia and a symbol of my achievement. Basically, I managed to get citizenship of another country, and that was in 2017, so 4 years ago now. And yeah, I wanted to get a tattoo to recognize that because it was an achievement. Then he did all the smoke in between everything, which is cool. And he also did inside my hand here, I have 4 tattoos. You can't really see them because of the bokeh. I have 4 tattoos on the inside here, which are runes. He did those. He did such an amazing job. I think I only had one of them touched up once. For inside your hand, that's like quite a feat. But yeah, I love these tattoos so much. I actually want to get my whole palms done because I think that would be really cool, but it's also finding someone that's going to be really good at them is hard. But Tristan was amazing, and yeah, if I ever get a palm tattoo, I think I'll probably get it from him again. He's a really cool guy too. He really focuses on realism, so you know, my tattoos are a little bit outside of what he normally does, but he did great. So yeah, can't fault him. And then on the subject of runes, I got 2 runes on the top of my forearm here. So these are from Iceland, and they mean fate and destiny. When I was going on a big trip, like 2015, I think, I went to Iceland, and it was amazing and beautiful, and I wanted to get something to remember that trip. So yeah, I got these 2 tattoos. 2 runes, Viking runes, to remember that trip. They're really cool. Fate and destiny, you know, we're kind of on our own paths and doing our thing, and we're just vibing really. So yeah, that's cool. The checkerboard that's also on my right arm is a start-finish line. It's not a racing stripe or yeah, like a checkerboard. I'm not into chess, although Dan does make me play it. It's a start-finish line. So basically in life, we start things, we finish things, we're constantly growing, similar to the Phoenix tattoo, which I mentioned a couple of episodes ago. Yeah, so starting things, finishing things. I started cheerleading when I was 21, which is really late in the game, but you know, I started it. I finished it now because it broke my body, and it is hard work. I was training like 38 hours a week when I was in the UK, so yeah, it was a lot, but that's basically what that tattoo stands for, is just working with and doing your own thing and getting through through chapters of your life, the pages in a book, etc., etc. I got a crown and 3 triangles here. The triangles represent past, present, future. They are talking about just life in general, and to like always live in the present. The past is done, the future's coming, but right now is what shapes all of it. And your past, you don't always have to, you know, drag it into your life. You know, you got to learn to let it go and just focus on the now, really. The crown is because of my English heritage. I got a crown. Yeah, I don't know why I got a crown. Why not, I guess. What else have I got going on? I got the LA stamp. I got that with a couple of friends when I was in LA and before I met Dan, or just after I met Dan, I think. But yeah, me and a friend went and got tattoos. They went and got tattoos. I decided to tag along and get tattooed too, because why not? I also have my brother's names on both of my forearms. I've just realized how many more I've got to talk about. Both my brother's names, I got them done when I was younger and they were born. There's a 15 and 17-year-old age gap between us. So they are like basically my kids, I guess. I love them so much and they are amazing, and yeah, they're cool little dudes, finding their way in life, and I'm trying to be a good big brother, but it's really difficult because I move around so much and I'm like everywhere else. But yeah, so I talk to them as much as I can when I've got a spare minute going on with like everything going crazy in our life right now. But yeah, I always wanted to get these tattoos because they're my bros, and they're always going to be there. They're important to me. I actually remember people saying when I was getting these tattoos, like, why would you get that? What if you fall out with them when you're older and all this stuff? And you know, I think that's a really negative thing to look at in life and a really bad way to look at things. You know, it's like having a daughter and being like, oh, I'm not gonna name her something that I like because I might never talk to her again, or you know, like it's such a stupid thing to say. Like, even if I never spoke to my brothers ever again in my entire life and something happened where I was like in that position, like I've still spent 15 and 17 years with them where they are like my like brothers. Like, I love them and they're memories to look back on that I respect and I love. So I mean, I don't even know why people would have thought that, I guess. Negative way of thinking, I guess. So the last tattoo I'm going to talk about on this episode is this one right here, and this is the deepest tattoo I have, so stick around and hear me out for this one, please, because it is an important one, if not the most important tattoo on my body. This is a fallen angel. Somebody called Jad in Melbourne did this. His Instagram will be right here somewhere. But yeah, the symbolization behind it is there's a guy, his arms are crossed, his head's on his arms, he's got big angel wings, and there's a chain around his, like, you know, around him, holding him down. And basically this represents me when I was younger up until today. When I was about 13, I like started to develop really bad depression and social anxiety, and just so many negative emotions were flooding through me that I don't even know where to begin with explaining them. But when I grew up, when I was about 15, 16, I started self-harming. I used to use everything I could get my hands on, razor blades, screwdrivers, knives, matches, like it was crazy, it was awful. And I did that for like 2 years, and I remember one time in particular, it was when I had just started hairdressing. They gave me a cutthroat razor, and I looked at it and I thought, this is a bad idea, like I really shouldn't have this, but it was part of my training and it was important for me to have it. And then I remember, like, I don't even know if my parents know about this, so if you're watching this, I'm sorry, and I can already feel myself getting emotional, because this is a deep story that I can't believe that I am sharing with you guys right now. So I'm sorry if this makes anyone uncomfortable, but it's important to hear, I guess. So when I got got like air bubbles in my lips. Sorry, I'll change the tone a little bit. So when I got this razor, it kind of sat in my bedroom for a few months, and you know, things were getting hard. My mum just moved to Australia, and I felt like she had abandoned me, in all honesty, because of she had like a controlling husband at the time. So she went to Australia, and then I moved in with my dad, and me and my dad, especially at that age, didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. And like right now, our relationship is like amazing. My dad is such an amazing human. Like it took me a long time to see that, because I didn't see that because I was too close to him, if that makes sense. Like I could never look at the bigger picture of who he was. I just thought he was like my embarrassing dad that would annoy me all the time. But he's such an amazing person, like beyond amazing. Like I can't tell you how amazing he is. But me and him used to fight a lot and argue a lot, because he always wanted the best for me, and I am a very self-destructive person, and I just wanted to collapse and not be here anymore. And his skills as a parent were not very fitting for my emotional instability as a child. But I'm not blaming this on him at all, because it sounds like I am and I'm not. But it's a factor of it, I guess. So one night I was playing video games because I was hardcore addicted to games, which probably didn't help. And the feeling came over me of the dark cloud where I wanted to end it. And I remembered that I had the cutthroat razor, and I found it in my bag and took it to my skin. I'm sorry if this is graphic, I'm so sorry. When I was younger, I couldn't stand the sensation of the feeling of it, so I always had to use something serrated, and I'll let your imagination understand why. And I would never do it in such a way that it would be smooth. It would always I would just kind of hit things because I couldn't stand that feeling. Which I did with a brand new cutthroat razor, which obviously didn't result very well. And I think I did it maybe 15 times, and then I don't know if you know that when your skin separates, it takes a minute for the blood to come through. And I didn't realize how bad it was. And as soon as everything started to appear, I grabbed a t-shirt because it was like the closest thing that I could, and I had to wrap it so tight around my arm to basically hold my arm together. And I actually went and had to pick up a friend from a club, and of course I just kind of put it aside, and I started to feel a bit faint, but I didn't feel too bad, and I thought I could drive, so I went and picked him up. And of course the blood I was losing made me start to like get dizzy and a bit faint, and I managed to get him home, and I got back to my house, and I sat down on the bed and passed out with a t-shirt wrapped around and tied up. And then the next day I woke up, and of course I couldn't get the t-shirt off because everything had dried up a bit. And then I had to figure out a way to get the t-shirt off without reopening the wounds, because otherwise I would have had to go to a hospital, and it was just a nightmare. I managed to soak it in the bath with water, and managed to alleviate it from my skin. And then I just had to keep wrapping like fresh t-shirts and everything on it for a couple of weeks, just until it scabbed over enough to be able to, you know, just let it heal naturally. And you know, I think that I don't realize how close like I could have like basically killed myself there, and it was scary. And I think after that is when I really pulled back on like doing it, because it was really intense. So yeah, anyway, the tattoo, sorry for dragging on, the tattoo symbolizes everything that went on in that night and day, and how I believe then I probably should have got taken off of this earth and taken away and the chains are me being held to the earth. The reason why I chose chains is because, again, I still suffer from depression like a lot, and I view death very differently to most people. I see it as a release and an escape from Earth, because I think Earth is a really, really hard, brutal place to live. So I feel like we are all chained to Earth as opposed to being free here. So that's why I chose chains, because I feel like I'm chained to the Earth for now, until my time does come, whenever that may be. But yeah, so that's a really deep meaning. That's my most deep meaning tattoo, and I'm sorry that I shared so much, but I think it's important for me to share it. And you know, please don't feel sorry for me, or like, you know, think that I'm saying all this for attention, because people believe that I do this for attention when I was growing up, you know, and all that, and that's not what this is about. I can't even look at the camera right now because I feel like so exposed, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I don't want you to, like, you know, feel really sorry for me or anything like that. I think it's just important that you realize in yourself, you know, if you know anyone going through it and stuff like that, that sometimes we've got to tread a little bit carefully about it and just be there for them in the right way. And sometimes they just need someone to sit with, not even talk about things. So I think it's really important just to acknowledge that. That's why we created the clothing brand, is the acknowledgement factor. Yeah, and just, I think it's really important just to acknowledge that. So I'm sorry that that story took so long to tell. I don't know why I keep saying I'm sorry as well, because you're still watching. That was a long-winded story, just to tap on the end of that video, but appreciate you sticking around. Please like and subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. Tell me if there's anything that you're going through that I can help you with, because I do want to be able to help everyone that I encounter. And yeah, thanks for sticking around. So on that note, we'll end the episode, and a new one in 3 days, the final one in this series. But yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking around and for supporting me. I really appreciate it. Like, I can't even tell you. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day and keep smiling.